Hey, welcome back. Brisket Part 2, the remix. What are we doing? We're putting things together, making sure we got it the way that it's supposed to be, camera ready. Even though if you watched our video last time from J&J BBQ is what you want, it was all about that end result. We had burnt ends, we had those lovely slices. The only difference was you guys couldn't see it. So, this time, a lot more light, a lot more camera angles. I've already started on this brisket. This process is already ready to roll. It's been trimmed. It's already been seasoned. It's been resting for a little while, trying to bring it back up to room temp just a little bit. Now, we're going to take it out to this hot smoker and get it ready for this long process. It's early in the morning. I got my coffee. We've been on it about an hour and a half. Let's get on out to this smoker and see what we can do. Made our way out to this smoker. Showtime. Running right now at about 250. We're probably going to keep it right in there, about 250, 255. We'll raise it up a little bit later to get us through the stall, but for right now, this is where we're going to start. Good temp. Got some hickory wood burning inside here, so that's going to help to give us some of that flavor. We'll also add in some pecan wood later on, but not just yet. Start out with some nice bricks out of hickory. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. Woo! Get our flattened point. If you remember what I said, we're doing point, this end, closest to the fire, so drop that in there just like that. Close this door up. And we're ready to smoke. I'll see you guys back here in a few. So, we're back. Where are we at in this? Probably been about two and a half hours now. We're going to go in, check our water pan, make sure we got water in there. That's going to be a crucial piece always. Also, going to check on this brisket, spritz it up. We watched the sun come up this morning. Another great sunrise in Arizona. Great day for smoking briskets. Little wind out here, so we've been fighting with that a little bit, but pretty much holding steady at that 250 number that we've been looking for. And we're going to see what we got on the inside. Let's check it out. Let's get in here, open these doors up. Oh yeah, got some good smoke going on. I see some spots we're going to head up in here. But for the most part, our brisket's looking pretty good so far. We got a long way to go, man. We're gonna hit a couple spots up right in here. See some right over there in that edge. A little bit of that. Hit over here in this corner a little bit. That's all we need. Got our spritz bottle. Just get you something like this. Doesn't take a lot. Water pan. We're going to hit that up, and we're going to keep on smoking. Like I said, long way to go in this process, man. Be able to get into that brisket, but I'm looking at it. You guys are looking at it. I like it. Let's keep smoking. All right. We are bringing in our said brisket. I like to use a towel versus anything else. Helps to give me a feel for when I'm underneath the brisket. What we're going to end up doing, because right now it has the right color that I'm looking for. That dark mahogany is the color. The part that I'm more interested in is the floppiness right now. We got some good squishy feel. As you can start to see, some of the bark is starting to separate right in there. That's a good look. We're going to end up wrapping this in some butcher paper, double wrapped on the butcher paper. Remember, I don't use the Texas crutch with the aluminum foil. It will give it more of a pot roasty feel, and versus our household, we like to have that bark a little crunchier while the inside is just juicy and tender. So we're gonna go with the peach butcher paper for this one. since we're not going to see this brisket anymore, for the first 8 hours of this process, only thing that I've been doing, monitoring fires, monitoring smoke. I want blue smoke, I want steady fires, I want consistency. When I'm talking about this brisket, it started out like this, it's shriveled up. Now that we got the color and the look that we want on that bark, we're gonna double wrap this. This is going back in, we're not done yet. We still got a little bit more time on this boy, and this is gonna get it tender. But since we're not gonna see it anymore, and I won't have a chance again to see this brisket until it's done, we're gonna make sure we get this paper wet really good here. And what I'm using is simple. It's apple juice and apple cider vinegar, about a 50-50 mix. We're gonna do that, wet some of that paper. And then this is what we're gonna do to be able to get this brisket to work just right. So I need this brisket to go up just a tad. Here we are. Coming with this piece, we're gonna fold over one side. Trying to fold it tight. Come with the other side, same scenario. Tight. Now we're gonna pull and flip. I got some of my weights holding it down over here to be all right. Coming back with the same thing on this side. Same thing over here. And flip. And then we're gonna do this right here. It's gonna sit on this side, and this is where we're gonna leave our juice. We're sticking this back in the smoker. We'll be back in a few hours. At that point, we should be done. Bam, 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 brisket. That's how we do it. We are back. This is the last wave, last round. We done did it all. Been up since the early mornings, played around with some briskets, got some coffee, took a nap, woke up, wrapped it. We even did a wrap for another 4 hours. So we were here for a little bit of time trying to get things together. Now we got our end result. And considering what I did last time and you guys weren't able to see this in detail, I'm gonna make sure that we have angles for everything that's happening on this island. So, let's start with our wrap. And we went ahead and we double wrapped this in the butcher. You can see a lot of that juice sipping out of there. That's what we want. Juicy, juicy. I was feeling the flexibility on this brisket, and after about an hour and a half of the rest time, it felt like it had the right texture and flimsiness that I was looking for. The more flimsy, the better. We're not reusing this, so don't feel bad about tearing some butcher paper. All right. Oh yeah. I can already tell with the way that this feels underneath the bottom. This part that's underneath the bottom here and I'm putting my fingers on is where I'm usually testing. If it feels like a sponge and you know it's feeling real spongy, of course that break there, that's what we want just about. That's the kind of texture that we want to get us some soft brisket. So we got our flat is on this side. We got our point that's on this side. I'm gonna slice right about here, start divvying off ends for the flat. I'm gonna start coming this way. We'll get the money shot in there for you guys for the point. We're gonna turn this into some burn ends. That's why I have my pan. We're also gonna be using some sauce for that, so we'll get to that in just a moment. But right about here, in this area, is where that flat muscle and the point muscle meet. So I'm gonna try to get right in there. And that just slices so tenderly, I like it. So, make sure we get it all the way through. Here we are. This is our inside texture. We know about that smoke ring. We love to see it. let's go for the money shot so we can take a look at how this point turned out. And as you can see how tender that just slices through. What we are looking for is that. If you're looking at the way that juice is starting to drizzle out of there, you know you got yourself a primo brisket. We got a smoke ring going on here. We're gonna cube these, throwing these in for maybe about 30 minutes just to get a little bit of that coating of the sauce onto the point. And that's a wrap. That's burn ends coming at you. So let's see what we did on the point since we're slicing it a different way. I can see already that this is slicing so tenderly and it's falling exactly where I want it to fall. So now you don't have to wrap a brisket. It's not imperative to wrap it. It just depends on what texture you like. Our household, we prefer the wrapped briskets. Me, I take it either way, so I don't care if the brisket's wrapped or not. The bark that happens on an unwrapped brisket, you'll see a lot more char and bark on it, and that's the part that I really like getting to, but it's your own personal preference. I'm gonna take this slice right here. If you see how much juice is left in this brisket and the way that it just hangs over the side, that's what you want. Because you know what's about to happen when this happens? You're gonna take your brisket and you're gonna do that. And if that brisket does not pull apart that way, take your brisket back. Tell them you want to go to J&J's BBQ is what you want, and I'll give you a right brisket. This is the end result. Thank you guys for coming, waiting for this remix to happen. Once again, my fault on that first video, not being able to show you guys the full details like I wanted. I had the camera angle wrong. This time we got it all set. Points, flats, briskets, it's over with. We're going to eat.